Twilight's embrace. The Cranston Asylum. Even twilight couldn't soften its edges. The building loomed, a jagged silhouette against the dying light. Broken windows stared like empty sockets, reflecting the approaching darkness. Tonight we explore its heart. Tonight we face the darkness that clings to these walls. Midnight awaits. A spectral warning? Cameras are our lifelines. They document, they validate. But tonight they offered a chilling preview. As we set up, a figure appeared on the monitor. A man, gaunt and shadowed, stood at the end of the hall. Then, gone. A flicker in the static, a warning or an invitation. Crossing the threshold, the iron gates groaned, a rusted symphony of neglect. We stepped onto the grounds, swallowed by the silence. The air grew heavy, thick with the weight of unseen eyes. Vines clawed at the entrance, a desperate attempt to hold back the darkness we were about to unleash. A sign of things to come? A crash, metal on stone, echoing in the stillness. We spun around, hearts pounding, adrenaline surging. A stray cat darted out, eyes wide with fear, but the unease lingered. Was it just an animal or something more sinister, lurking in the shadows?
Cranston's history is written in pain. These walls have absorbed the torment of countless souls, patients subjected to barbaric treatments, stories of suicides and unexplained deaths. Local historians spoke of screams in the night, faces appearing in the windows. Their words painted a picture of an asylum steeped in sorrow, echoing with the anguish of the forgotten.
We rounded a corner, our flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness. And then it happened. A door slammed shut. The sound reverberated through the hallway, sharp and unnatural, followed by whispers, soft and chilling, carried on the stale air. We were not alone.
Dust lay thick on everything, a blanket of decay. Rooms stood empty, stripped of their humanity.
Yet we felt a presence, a coldness that seeped into our bones, the feeling of being watched, of eyes peering from the darkness, following our every move.
A glimpse into the afterlife. The camera's LCD screen flickered, then there it was, a full-bodied apparition. A woman in a white gown, her face obscured by shadow. She stood at the end of the hall, her form shimmering, ethereal, and then, as quickly as she appeared, she was gone, vanished into the ether. Seeking the truth. In the dead of night, we ventured into the heart of the abandoned asylum, a place shrouded in mystery and whispers of the past. The air was thick with anticipation, and every creak of the old building seemed to echo the secrets it held. We set up our equipment: EMF readers, temperature guns, EVP recorders, each tool meticulously chosen to capture the slightest hint of the paranormal. The team moved with practiced precision, their faces a mix of determination and trepidation. This was not just another investigation, it was a quest for answers, the tools of our trade. These devices, though simple in appearance, were our lifeline to the unseen. The EMF readers, designed to detect fluctuations in electromagnetic fields, and the EVP recorders, hoping to capture voices from beyond, were our silent companions in this eerie endeavor. The air grew colder, the temperature plummeting in certain areas. It was as if the very essence of the asylum was reacting to our presence. Our breath became visible, a stark contrast to the warmth we had felt just moments before. The temperature gauge confirmed our suspicions, displaying readings that sent chills down our spines. Orbs of light danced in the camera's viewfinder. These ethereal entities, often dismissed as mere dust particles, seemed to have a life of their own. They moved with purpose, weaving through the darkness, leading us deeper into the unknown. Each orb was a beacon, a sign that we were not alone. Unexplained spikes in electromagnetic fields set our detectors buzzing. The sudden surges were both thrilling and terrifying. What could be causing these anomalies? Was it the spirits of those who once roamed these halls, or something even more sinister? The questions were endless and the answers elusive. The evidence was mounting, each piece a chilling confirmation of the unseen world. From the cold spots to the mysterious lights and the EMF spikes, Everything pointed to a reality beyond our comprehension. We were on the brink of uncovering the truth, a truth that had been hidden in the shadows for far too long. Our journey had just begun, and the asylum's secrets were waiting to be revealed. The room was silent. We watched, holding our breath, and then it moved, a rusty medical tray on a nearby table. It slid across the surface, slow at first, then faster, finally clattering to the floor. The sound was deafening in the stillness. There was no denying it. We had just witnessed the impossible. The energy in the asylum intensified. Objects moved with unseen hands, voices whispered from the walls, disembodied pleas for help.
One of our team members, Aaron, cried out. He stumbled back, his hand clutching his chest. He felt it. A cold, spectral hand had brushed against him.
We were in the presence of something powerful, something angry. As dawn approached, the activity reached a fever pitch. The air was thick with an unsettling energy, as if the very walls of the asylum were holding their breath, waiting for something momentous to occur. The silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional creak of old wood and the distant call of a morning bird. Apparitions manifested with startling clarity. Ghostly figures drifted through the hallways, their forms shimmering and translucent. They seemed to be reenacting moments from a long-forgotten past, their expressions a mix of sorrow and longing. Each room held its own spectral inhabitants, moving in a slow, almost ritualistic dance. Voices boomed through the halls, echoing with forgotten pain. The sounds were a cacophony of whispers, cries and murmurs, each one telling a story of despair and abandonment. The walls, peeling and decayed, seemed to absorb these voices, amplifying them until they became an almost tangible presence. Flickering lights cast eerie shadows, adding to the sense of unease. And then, as the first rays of sunlight pierced the darkness, it happened. The light seemed to chase away the shadows, illuminating the derelict building in a golden glow. It was as if the asylum itself was awakening from a long, dark slumber. The atmosphere shifted, becoming almost serene, yet the sense of anticipation remained. The figure from the monitor, the gaunt man, appeared again. His presence was more solid, more real than the other apparitions. He moved with a deliberate grace, his eyes scanning the room as if searching for something or someone. His gaunt face was etched with lines of sorrow, and his eyes held a depth of emotion that was almost overwhelming. He turned, looked directly at us, and raised a hand in a solemn farewell. Then he was gone. His departure was as sudden as his appearance, leaving behind a profound silence. It was a farewell not just to us, but to the world he once knew. The asylum, now bathed in the soft light of dawn, seemed to sigh in relief, as if a chapter had finally come to a close. We left Cranston Asylum as the sun rose, the first light of dawn casting long shadows over the decrepit building. The air was thick with the remnants of the night, a night that would forever be etched in our memories. We were forever changed by what we had experienced. The exhaustion on our faces was not just from lack of sleep, but from the weight of the revelations we had uncovered within those haunted walls. The evidence we gathered was undeniable. Old photographs, eerie documents, and the chilling whispers of the past all told a story that was hard to ignore. The stories we heard, the things we saw, the feelings we felt, they all painted a picture of a place where the past and present collided in the most unsettling ways. They all pointed to a truth that chills the soul. We are not alone. The dark hallways, the ghostly figures that seemed to watch us from the shadows, all served as a stark reminder that there are things in this world that defy explanation. And sometimes the veil between our world and the next is so thin, it's all but gone. The misty atmosphere surrounding the asylum, the shadows that danced in the corridors, they all seem to whisper secrets of a world beyond our own. A world that is closer than we might think, separated by a veil so thin that it can be pierced by a mere whisper, a fleeting glance, or a shiver down the spine. As we turned the pages of old journals, We could almost hear the voices of those who had once walked these halls. Their stories, their fears, their hopes, all captured in ink and paper, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to look. We huddled together, sharing our experiences, each story adding another layer to the tapestry of that night. The laughter, the gasps, the moments of silence as we processed what we had seen and felt, all became part of the collective memory of our time at Cranston Asylum. As the sun fully illuminated the asylum, casting away the shadows of the night, we knew that we had been part of something extraordinary. The birds taking flight seemed to signal a new beginning, a reminder that even in the darkest places there is always a glimmer of light. We walked away, looking back at the asylum one last time, knowing that we would never be the same. The memories of that night, the things we had seen and felt, would stay with us forever, a testament to the thin veil that separates our world from the next.